the director and the convener of this conference. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to address this elite gathering. I'm really humbled and I'm really thankful to the organizer. Now, about this conference, as you already know now about my introduction, so let me talk to you about something which I planned to share with you about the case study, because this conference is all about the case study. And I'll begin with a theory of golden circle by a philosopher and a thinker, Simon Sinek. When he says that whenever we start to do something, there is three components, and he described those components in the form of circle. The outer circle is always what, which is W-H-A-T, what. Then you have the inner circle, which is how, and then the innermost circle is why. What it means, whenever you do something, so we know what are we going to do. Let's say the MBA grads, they decide to go for their MBA, so they know what exactly they are going to do. Then, with the help of the elders in the society, they know how to do it. They have to get the admission in the college, some reputed college, and then they have to study for next 2 years for their graduation. The last piece, which is very important, is why. Why exactly you are doing it? And that's where, why it is the innermost circle, because most of the people, they forget about that part. They know what to do, they know how to do, but they forget about why they are doing it. Similarly, let's say we talk about the case study, and since I'm from the industry background, so I'll share with you the thought process of writing a case study in the perspective of a practitioner. We all know what is a case study, and we know how the case study is to be written, and that's why this international conference is about. But then why exactly we are writing this case study? Of course, the objective is very clear here, because we want to win the prize, right? That's why, why we are writing the case study. But let me share about the perspective of the industry. It is utmost important, and now there's a new trend in the industry where the writing the case study has become the important pillar of marketing. We know what it is, the case study. We know how to write the case study. When it comes to academic case study, we know it should have the abstract, it should have like citation and all those things. But in terms of the industrial expectation of writing a case study is why we are writing this case study. We know what should be there in the case study, how we have to write the case study, but why? That's an important question, and whenever we basically interact with our marketing team, we always focus on that you should always think about why you are writing this case study. Now, as a practitioner, when we talk about a case study, we know, it's a marketing collateral for us. But how it is different than other marketing collaterals? Why not? We have a website is a beautiful marketing collateral for the industry. But why the case study is important? Why one should write a case study? And now, if you see the industry trend, where people are moving from web or social media to writing the case study, because case studies, business is all about making money, selling your stuff. Now it's no more that you go and talk about your product, you go and talk about the feature of the product. Rather, you go and tell the story. You tell the story to the people so that they understand what is your product, what is your services. And case study is the best way of telling the story. So you tell the story about your product and about your services. That's the number one. That's the benefit why you should write the case study. Number two, when you go to the market and you talk to people, typically we tend to talk about the company, about the product, about the services. Whereas, selling is something like, as an MBA grad, typically selling and buying, these are two things. But if you redefine the selling, it is nothing but helping to buy. And buying is always a better experience than selling. If you go to an industry and you try to sell, versus you help somebody to buy. When you write a case study, you are not just simply selling your product or selling your services. You are helping your customer to buy, which is a beautiful experience. So this is the second reason of writing the case study in the industry. The third thing is, when you write the case study, is basically you are sharing your success stories. Obviously, like, if you have really jeopardized some customer, you are not going to talk about him in your case study, right? So the case study is basically reflecting your success, right? It demonstrates your successful implementation of your services and your products. The fourth is basically you can leverage the brand. When you write the case study, let's say I have done a wonderful implementation of my software to United Nations Foundation. That's a really good brand for me to talk about. I have built a beautiful software for the Alliance. I have implemented the software for the Human Resource Commission. Now these are my customers, which I can literally talk about in my case study, right? And that gives a confidence to my other customer when they see the successful implementation in the customer place. So I'm leveraging my brand. And of course, writing the case study is always less expensive versus other things. So that's like, I thought I should share with my industry knowledge the importance of the case study. So this exercise about the case study is not only just, I'm sure here there are academicians plus the practitioner. So it is equally important for both academician as well as for the practitioner. And it is becoming a new trend to basically for the marketing department of the industry. I'm really impressed with the beautiful introduction of mine. And there are so many things to talk about. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.